you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, hey y'all. My name's Lucky. I'm here with my good friend Diana. This is Kawfee Tawk, White Claw and Rosé edition.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome to Kawfee Talk. My name is Diana Bidea. I am here with Lucky. He is a rapper, a writer. What else do? You do a lot.
I guess producer?
Producer, yeah. Add it in there.
Yeah.
So, Lucky's my really good friend, and we've been talking about doing this for a while. When I do coffee talks, like I ramble a lot, so it helps to have somebody else to bounce things off of. And no coffee today, but alcohol. Great.
Does that mean you have to blur out my White Claw?
Do I have to blur out your White Claw?
Yeah.
Fuck no, let's try and get that sponsorship. Absolutely not. What's the name of this rosé? Sponsor me. Send me crates. I have an addiction, sir. So, let's get right into it. How has creating music and releasing music during COVID changed for you?
Honestly, at first it sucked. Only because...
Relatable.
Right, so I spent my birthday in quarantine, and the week after was my mom's birthday, and I released Love Break 2. But then, George Floyd's passing happened,
yeah,
and a bunch of other, social issues came up around the time, and plus that, so the world kind of exploded, and I really wanted to promote this project, but my whole thing is I was like, yo, fuck. Right now, fuck music.
Yeah.
Right? I can promote that project at a later time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It took me a while to really find that balance, and it sucks because I think Love Break 2 is one of my best projects. It's 3 songs, but I think the 3 songs are really incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I worked really hard with my friends on this. One Night Only I thought was a banger, and Surface Level was a story that a lot of people kind of related to. So that was a bittersweet moment. Bitter in the fact that I couldn't promote my music, but sweet in the fact that there were so many people protesting and marching in the streets.
Right.
And, actually I went out there with Tori. We went downtown and went to a couple protests together.
Shout out to Tori. We love you.
Shout out Tori.
It's a good friend.
Oh, I wish you could do a little letdown of the hair and kind of show it
I know.
off.
Tori did my hair. That's why it's super blonde. Please don't make fun of my hat hair. It's a thing.
That was the only sucky part of it, was that it kind of seemed like the world was going in a dark place, or it was already in a dark place. And then I couldn't even make music for a while. People were sending me beats. I was talking on the phone with the people that I wanted to collab with, and I couldn't come up with anything. And that's kind of flipped around in the past couple of weeks. It went from a dark spot to within these past couple of weeks, it just changed in a 180.
Yeah.
I know you were playing me one song earlier, but how have you been mentally as far as writing and stuff goes?
I feel like I've been wrapped up in creating this space. For those of you who don't know, I have an extra room in my apartment that I'm creating into a studio space, a creative space, a photo studio space, something just a place for everybody. And I've actually had a ton of creatives and musicians and a friend of mine that's an engineer donate things to the space because they're we need a community and a spot to come together and to create everything, because we're all doing stuff alone, and if we bring all of our stuff together, just imagine all the things that we can do. You said, your friends are reaching out to you and being yo, let's do this, let's do that, because the strength is so much in our numbers. So I've been really wrapped up in this and connecting with other artists the best I can, virtually, and my writing process has been different than usual. I think that in some cases I've had a tougher time because I think I spend so much time within myself that I need to do something to clear my head in order to have clear thoughts.
Yeah. And
when I spend a lot of time with myself, I get overwhelmed with just the amount of stuff I'm thinking about that it's hard for me to form a straight thought. So monetizing the exact things I want to say has become a challenge for me. But that's why in the past, most of my songs come from poems that I've written on my phone or my voice memos or on my notebook on the subway, things that I've gotten in a specific moment that inspired me. But finding new sources of inspiration has been like a good challenge, because like I have to be by myself, and like being inspired by others helps me, but like I'm not on the subway seeing like strangers' faces that like inspire me and stuff.
Yeah, that was a huge thing. When I wrote Shakira, even though I wrote it about somebody that like I had an intimate relationship with, that idea for that song really happened where like it was like late one night and I was just walking through the city and it just like it hit me. And I remember, I was kind of drunk. I was just like standing.
That's the best.
I was just like standing in the middle of the street, and it's like, you know, like just hit midnight,
it just
whatever.
fucking hits you, yeah.
And I just like looked the whole second. Whoa.
It hits you.
It hit me like, you know, like the way the rosé just hit the fucking ground right now.
Not
just
on the new
like,
carpet.
Bow.
I have a black Mamba rug, so you know we don't spill anything on there.
This is dope because I remember when I did that IG live video in here. We just had the lights. Hopefully y'all can't see it.
Yeah.
So these lights behind us were like set up like that, but it's just so dope how you know you can have this and it looks almost like a nature-esque kind of setting right behind us with this right
Foliage.
here. You can easily flip this around and like this is like your office. You could have like a mixing section here,
right.
or like right in the corner. You know, you're able to like record music and cool. So it's kind of dope. And you have like the bookshelf here, so it feels very like a homey office environment. But then also you just like put this table that way, and you're in a completely different spot.
It's supposed to be efficient
so cool.
and bendable the same way that artists are efficient and bendable. We're not one-dimensional. I think that that's also been something.
Bendable. That's why the industry be fucking us over.
Yeah. But like I do think that it's like no artist is one thing.
Yes.
And I feel like that's really what I'm trying to emulate, because like even starting Kawfee Talk, I was so hesitant to start Kawfee Talk because you know this idea of you can be a jack of all trades but a master of none is very intimidating. And yes, that's true in some cases, but like also who I am, I'm the same person who makes this and I'm the same person who makes my music. Like the same person who talks shit on here is the same person who talks shit in my music, and the same sad girl in my music, and the same writing and poetry in my music. So it's like I'm still the same person. Like, and every artist has many variables that makes them them and makes them successful and makes them interesting and makes them unique. So instead of limiting myself and saying no, I was doing my best to be like, I'm gonna say yes to this and I'm gonna say yes to that, because it's so much more healthy and positive to try things and to do things and to push yourself and to challenge yourself than to just sit back on your heels and like just wait for something to happen to you and to hit you. Especially during this quarantine, which is like what we're gonna get into now, like having a mind shift and having like a moment of like what's the word? Not empathy.
I was gonna quote Jay-Z and be like, "Thank God for the moment of clarity, this moment of honesty, so you can feel my truth."
Yeah,
I love the Black Album.
Especially during this quarantine where everything was shut down. Like I don't know about other cities, but in New York, literally everything was shut down. The city that never sleeps went to sleep.
Yeah.
For the first time ever. It was the craziest shit. You had a curfew because of all the protests. You had a quarantine because you had to stay inside. And you looked outside at 10 o'clock at night and not a soul outside. That is unheard of. So we had to get creative and be like, you know what? All bets are off. I'm not going to only be a musician. I'm going to be somebody who talks on here. I'm going to be somebody who freestyles. I'm going to be somebody who produces and writes and creates, which is something I already do. Like I already write. And like I'm going to try everything and do everything and be everything and push myself to be the best that I possibly can at each of these things. Like I'm not going to half-ass it.
Yeah. So my friend was in quarantine, you know, quarantined himself for like a little bit, but he had to finish a song. And Jake's back in Long Island, right? Oh, Ready.
Ready.
Right, he's ready to finish a song, right? So like Ready was like, you know, quarantined himself for like a couple weeks, and he was like, yo, listen, next week I'm going to come through and I'm going to finish the song. And I'm like, how the fuck are we going to finish the song if Jake's not here?
Right.
So in case you guys still don't know, so my boy Jake Fishness, he's not only like an awesome like songwriter and producer, but he's also an engineer. And he's produced like my music and, you know, my friend's Ready stuff. So like he's like a pivotal part of our clique. And so I'm there, I'm like, oh, I can engineer this session, like, you know what I mean? So you know, he wound up coming through. He just had to punch in some parts, but once he did that, and then I was able to send those tracks over to Jake, and then Jake did it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna mix a song. I didn't hear him complain about it. I'm just like, okay, even though I knew how to engineer and I know like terms, my engineering skills and stuff is very limited.
Yeah.
But just I think the fact that I did it for somebody else that wasn't me, I inspired myself to like, okay, cool. So now when I'm telling you about all these people that I'm collabing with, now I'm just in my apartment, you know, recording my verses, recording my dubs, whatever, because I kind of have to. Well, everybody I wanted to collab with is now hitting me up to work. I have to produce.
Right, now we need to learn.
Right.
You need to learn everything.
And
yeah.
I'm a person that gets inspired by going out, experiences, life, right? So like, I don't have any of that. So now I have to dig in deep to myself and be like, yo, if I really want this song to be fire, I have to dig it in. And it's no longer just about me and my experiences. It's now about the other artists I'm collabing with. You know, I just realized, I'm like, yo, listen, ain't nobody here. I can't go outside. It's just me, my thoughts in this room. I can't let the bad part of this get to me. I have to be present. And so part of that mind shift change that I've been going through is like moving with purpose. March and April, if I step out of the house, like, I gotta get what the fuck I do and get back inside, because we didn't have as much knowledge as we did about what the fuck was going on. So it's like every move that I make like had to be calculated, right? Had to be like with purpose, with some type of momentum, doing something. And even now, like the moves that I make are like that. So that was one thing I tried to practice just overall in my life, was just making moves with purpose. Damn, there was something else that I was gonna say, but I'll probably just
slide it on in later. Well, that's a really good point, because I think for me, one of the greatest things that I've ever learned is like intention is absolutely everything, which also helped me in conflict. Like my mind shift came when I had different people leave this apartment, and I'm like, okay, what is my next intention of this? Like, what is my intention in resolving this conflict? Is my intention here to hurt someone? Because I'm like, that's not who I am. My intention is to never hurt. So what is my intention here? What do I want to achieve? And like, how do I assess that? So now going from like that in conflict, going from how to achieve business deals and stuff, like I'm working with these really great guys over at Hypewave. Download the app.
Hypewave.
And like
I just did our first post on there during the last competition.
Yeah. Download Hypewave. So, but like even talking to them, like I feel like in the past I've gone into certain meetings and certain stuff, kind of just like feeling it out, and I'm like, but there's no strong intention here for me to achieve anything. What do I want from these people? What do I want from this? And this is something that I truly believe in, and I love these guys. This is a group of guys that are ridiculously intelligent. So I'm like, my intention here is that I want to be a part of something bigger for artists. And I want to do this. I want to be here for this. I want my moment in this. I want my share in this. I want my, like, I want to be a part of this. So I'm going to say, hey, I know what I think will help you. So why don't you bring me on and whatever. And these guys were gracious enough to be like, yeah, of course. The way you move through intention is literally, and it also eliminates the things that I get upset about.
Yes.
Like, because I'm like, I'm not going to spend my time and energy getting upset over something that someone said when I knew their intention was in a moment of rage, and their intention was foul, but my intention is going to be good. So when I have a conversation with you, my intention is to resolve it, not to fight. Yeah. What about dating during COVID? Or dating in music? Other musicians, other artists?
Let's see. I don't know, like, because I've never dated somebody else who has, that's actually a big fucking lie. I've dated a singer. I don't know, like, because I've dated girls that have been like different, have done things in the arts, like like photography or like dancing or stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was, I don't know, it was like a cool relationship. At the same time, like all these things are about like the hustle and the grind. Maybe two people trying to do that. I don't know. I feel like it can be a lot on a relationship. Yeah. Right? Only because it's like, yo, listen, like you're trying to get gigs and you're trying to create, and then I'm trying to that, and then like we can like inspire each other. But then like also if it's not going well, then like
it could be a perfect storm.
Yeah.
It could be like a perfect storm.
Where it's like if I date like a girl that's, I don't know, either like still in school or like. Yeah.
I kind of feel like that might be difficult though. Like I feel like, I date, when I first started dating, my boyfriend Lucky was like, how does it feel to like date someone normal? Normal. And I was like, honestly, I'm still figuring it out. I really don't know. I feel like it worked for him and I because he's kind of already established in what he does and what he's doing. He's super self-motivated and career-driven, and I'm super self-motivated and career-driven. So in that aspect, it worked. But I feel like if I were to date like a student or someone who's like a little bit more conventional or conservative in like what they do or how they believe they can achieve success, I don't know if it would necessarily work for me.
I feel like the past couple of them that I've dated have, you know, either like had like a job and like was going to school, or like have like a consistent like regular every like day job that's like has nothing to do with like the arts at all. And what I kind of noticed that like they're super interested in like to what I'm doing, which is cool because I can kind of show somebody like the ins and outs of like what I do. Because I do have like another job that I work, but like that job's in music. Yeah. And then I feel like since I'm making my music, all of a sudden like I look like super fucking cool and like awesome. Which is cool. Like that's the kind of vibe I want to, you know, like give off. But at the same time, like I want to know what you're into. Right. But something that I kind of notice is just like they're like shy away from it. Only because it's like, oh, what I'm doing is maybe like not as cool as what you're doing. But like it's not the fact that whether it's cool or not. Right. What you do is a part of you and you got into it for a reason. So like I want to know that. Right. It's just weird. I feel like it's just difficult dating as somebody in the arts. Dating is so fucking weird. I feel like I would want to get to know somebody and I would want to get to know what makes them happy. But also at the same time, like I think that I'm in a happy relationship, but if I was single, like I would not, I think in the space I am now, like I would not have time to deal with someone like figuring themselves out. And that might be super selfish, but like I feel like I've done that before and it's resulted in me babying someone. I feel like you have a right to be selfish. Just a little bit selfish. Yeah. As far as things like standards, like what you look for in a partner and you know, like what you're attracted to, I feel like you have a right to be a little selfish in that. Because obviously whoever you're gonna get into a relationship or have a thing with is gonna be selfish for those specific reasons as well. Right. I could be talking out of my ass, guys. I don't want to walk somebody along figuring themselves out. Like, because I feel like I went through such a journey. I think that you went through such a journey. Yes. I think that everybody that I surround myself right now to this day has gone through such a journey to figure out who they are. Like, all the women around me, God bless you, like, all the women around me are strong and intelligent and quick-witted and know exactly who they are. And I'm not saying that I would never befriend somebody who doesn't know who they are, but I would never date somebody who doesn't know who they are, because what I fear that will result in is them clinging to my side. Yes. And I cannot do that. You have to be in tune like with yourself and with your star player before you get into a relationship, or else it's not gonna last long. Like, once your fucking insecurities just kind of start like spilling everywhere, you know, it's like that person gonna have to clean up your mess. And it's like, trust me, they don't want to. Fix me. Yeah, and I'm like, no, I don't. I can take care of myself, but I need somebody else to also take care of themselves. I feel like with anything, it just takes like experience, life, and then meeting somebody that has like similar values and that can grow with you and assist you, and then you can grow with them and assist them. Yeah. And we're back. We're back in. And we're cracking. Back in and we're cracking. Okay. We're cracking the back. So, cancel culture. Fuck. How do we feel about it? I don't like it. I don't like it either. But so I think when it first came out, it was in good merit. When it first happened, it was like, well, actually, when did it first happen? I don't know. I think it depends on the issue. Like, R. Kelly, you're fucking canceled. Yo, I'm about to say, like, some of y'all, like, deserve to have been guillotined via Twitter. Right? Like, I feel like that's okay. But some shit just seems exaggerated and dragged out. Some shit is a reach. And like, some shit is a real ass reach. Yeah. And somebody will like take like a tweet and think it's like an encrypted message and be like, cancel this person, and then like there's millions of people retweeting it just to be a part of something. Exactly. And I'm just like, it's not necessary. Like, or right, you'll have somebody say something that's either like positive or like going with some type of movement, and then you'll see somebody take a tweet that they said like 5, 6,
7 years
ago, and dig that shit up and be like, oh yeah, you're a hypocrite, and if you could edit just hypocrite on the screen right there, that'd be fucking crazy. Anyway, probably can't.
I will. Now I will. Are you kidding? True, because it takes away the ability to learn and educate. And to change yourself. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, I'm about to, this is how, like, real I'm about to be. If you were to take my tweets when I was in high school and throw them up on here, you'd be like, this girl is so stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, I would be fucking, like, canceled in a second just for being a dumb, tan, Italian, Long Island that spit ignorance out the mouth. Like, that was me. That doesn't mean that I haven't taught myself and, like, became a decently better person. You know what I mean?
My thing is, like, you know, like Facebook brings up, like, past statuses that you post this status 8 years ago, right? And so, like, there's, like, you know, some cringy ass pictures that I'll bring up. And then it said something like, I said some shit like somebody was better than Young Jeezy, or Jeezy was better than T.I. But, like, then I thought to myself, like, yo, King's one of my favorite albums. Why the fuck did, like,
right.
I can't even imagine myself saying that now.
Right.
Only because, like, T.I.'s discography has done so much when I was, like, an adolescent, right? So I'm just like, what the fuck? But that's the type of shit somebody will, like, bring up if I'm, like, loving the new T.I. album. Somebody will, like, I bet you somebody will dig through that and be like, oh, yeah? Well, back in fucking 2002, you said Jeezy was better than T.I., you dickhead. And I was just gonna be like, yo, really? So that's my only problem, is that it eliminates people's growth.
Fuck.
Everything.
I've been really trying to do this slick, and I've been failing at every attempt.
Everything and every day is different, but don't get me wrong, like, some of you motherfuckers deserve the guillotine.
Oh yeah, facts.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, if, like, you know, you post some shit and, like, you're disrespecting, like, groups of people, like, you're fucking, like, you're a dickhead.
You're a fuck, yeah.
You're a dickhead, you know?
So, like, can I tell you one of my guilty pleasures?
Yeah.
One of my guilty pleasures is just, like, watching videos on YouTube that involve, like, the YouTube stars. Because, like, the YouTube, TikTok, makeup artist drama that happens on YouTube, like, I doubt you know about it.
I mean, I see it.
Like, like Jeffree Star. No, I was gonna say Shane Dawson, but I was like, he's not a makeup artist person.
I just took a breath.
Did you just shush me? No.
But didn't you? Alright, here's my thing. Because, first of all, I thought Jeffree Star just made music. I didn't know.
Have you heard the music?
No. It's not good.
It's
I don't
I'm not gonna say shit.
Jeffree
Star made. I don't remember the last time Jeffree Star made music.
That proves how much I know about Jeffree Star. But for some reason, like, I'll check trending, and he always has he'll just upload 5 minutes ago, 5.6 million views.
Yeah.
But didn't he say some, like, off the wall, like, racist shit?
Yeah. Like, years ago, but yes, like stuff that he said when he was a grown adult. Like, and not that age has anything to do with it, but, like, he was grown enough to know what the fuck he was doing.
Like, you're out of pocket.
Like, you are out of pocket. But he has created this huge makeup empire where people just kind of glaze over that. But and he's made himself such a YouTube reality star. It's a guilty pleasure of mine because I love to watch the apology videos where they're like, I am so sorry to everyone I hurt. And I'm like, no, you're not. It's like so much. It's so much.
And I don't like some of the TikTok apologies that I see. Some of them actually seem like genuine. It's to be like, yo, listen, like, I said this due to, like, whatever, and it's, like, very, like, calculated, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can see why you, like, would apologize to that. I wasn't personally offended by what you said, but, like, I get it. But then there's somewhere I'm just like, why did you apologize for this?
Yeah.
Just fucking rock with it, like.
Yeah, where it's not even that serious, and if you would just be like, I feel like some people show that they're just, like, succumbing to the pressure. Like, they're not apologizing because they believe they should apologize. They're apologizing for the sake of their career. to save their career. But in reality, I kind of think that it kind of ruins their career if they're apologizing for something that doesn't need to be apologized for. Because it shows that you don't stand for anything. Like, you know how much hate I got on TikTok? I love it so much.
For what? Oh, for your man video.
For my man video, but also like just for myself in general. Like for my body video, for my body positivity. So much hate, but then like the amount of love I got for it, where people were like, I relate to you, I relate to that. I was like, oh, I don't necessarily care about the negatives regardless, just because everything that somebody else has said online, I've already said to myself at one point, and I've gotten over it. You have on your face.
Oh, I knew it fucking.
Friends, you see that? Friends. What do you think about the way that the music industry is moving in terms of social media and TikTok?
Yes, so even though TikTok is making us do challenges and post things and revealing way too much about ourselves, I do think it's also a gatekeeper for not only trends that are happening, both in like, honestly, even like fashion. A lot of awesome fashion.
A lot of awesome fashion and art.
Yeah, but also like in music.
Yeah.
You know, people are doing dances and lip syncing all these songs that are continuing to blow up from different artists. Some are signed, some are unsigned. So I think that's going to be like a something to keep in mind going forward into the 2020s.
I think that the biggest challenge for artists is we need to find a way to make our music sustainable on apps like TikTok, because when a song goes viral, that song might blow up on your Spotify and your Apple Music and all of that. The main concern is making sure that those people that are streaming your song are also going to be there for the rest of your journey and the next song you post and the next music video you post, that they're not there just for the like clicking play one or twice or 3 times.
Yeah.
That they're going to be there and actually be a fan for you and then pop out to your shows when shows become acceptable again.
Yeah, or make sure they like follow your YouTube channel or your Instagram.
Right,
something.
like actually support and become a fan.
I think that's why you have to be prepared. Not only have content that's consistently coming out on whatever platform that you choose to use, but also make sure that like, you know, you have on tuck like some flat photos that you can post. You know, another song that you can release within a month this year. I think that's going to be pivotal. Like, are you prepared? Like, do you have shit in tuck? You know, do you have it in the cut? Do you have it ready to go? Do you have it in a holster? Do you have it, you know what I mean? And like, you gotta.
You were rolling through that like a freestyle.
Yes, I was rolling through it just like the camera rolls through battery.
Ooh. Listen, don't hate on my little baby Nikon. Don't hate on my little baby Nikon. Something we want to talk about is rituals. However, rituals change. Has TikTok become a ritual? What rituals have we learned during this quarantine that have made ourselves better, made our artistry better, made who we are better?
I'm still trying to find like a workout routine. What I've noticed over the last couple, honestly, days was that I work better working out in the morning than I do either in the afternoon or at night.
Right.
So I think that's something that I kind of want to incorporate more. Also, I've been reading a lot more. Right.
I think reading is super essential. I think that, especially since we were talking about earlier, how you have to look in more challenging places for inspiration, or different places than you're used to for inspiration, since you're spending so much time indoors or by yourself or secluded from people, that books are really the greatest source of inspiration and learning new things and feeding yourself in terms of knowledge and feeling fed, like feeling like you're getting something new every day.
And it puts you in another place.
Right.
So like I read a book on songwriting, and that was very, I don't want to say like textbook like, but that just like opened like up my mind a little bit. And then those kind of came in when the opportunities I was talking about came up. But then also, you know, there's things like The Subtle Art Not Giving a Fuck that I just finished reading that was like tough love, like straightforward. Right. You know, and now I'm reading a Kurvanagit book, and he's very like, you know, like sci-fi and realistic fiction. So now I'm just looking at a story that somebody made up. And so I feel like what reading can do is the same thing that movies can do, which is put you in a different place at a different time.
Yes.
So even if it's that like you're absorbing these words, and I don't know, I feel like you get really engulfed in the work when you're reading it.
Yes, this is true. So our last segment that we wanted to talk about, I think we should mix it between pop culture in general for like the last 2 seconds.
Alright.
Because we were gonna talk about what we're watching these days, like because I feel like people are really getting into different series and different shows and stuff on Netflix and stuff. But I feel like what we're watching should also include pop culture. The entanglement situation with Jada Pinkett Smith and August Alsina.
Yo, that song is trash.
That's the song that he came out, and the thing is I didn't listen to the song. I told you this. I saw the lyrics.
No. Don't. I'm telling you.
The thing is something with that is like I find that really crazy because people were really feeling for August, and they were like, okay, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith sat down at the Red Table, which I love the Red Table Talk. I watch those shows a lot. So like I watched the whole thing with her and Will. I think it was about 13 minutes. And the thing was I, myself, as well as many others, were really feeling for August. And as much as that family was helping him out, this is somebody who clearly caught feelings for this woman. And like she went back to her husband. And I honestly took the stance of like, okay, he must be super, super hurt. But when I saw that he released that song and I read the lyrics, I was like, this to me looks like, the thing isn't a publicity stunt, but you releasing that song is a strategized piece of publicity that you're using to gain attention off of a situation. And some people might be like, oh, that's using his strength. I would admire it if it was a very well put together song, but even reading the lyrics, I was like, this seems kind of like
the only thing
low blow after low blow.
The only thing that like honestly seemed put together was like Rick Ross in the first verse. Which, like, you know, he did his thing. He did his usual, you know, Rick Ross thing, a little grunt, a couple bars, whatever. But I thought that hook was trash. Like, he had, like, hella auto-tune on his voice. He's known for having, like, a really nice voice. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that. My whole thing is, I would never put my business with a woman that is married or whatever out there. Or if I'm gonna do it out there, I do it like very discreetly.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't blatantly just be like, yo world, guess what? Like, I fell in love with Jacob Pinkett Smith.
He used the exact word that caused the stir-up as like the clickbait.
Yeah.
And I just can't have respect for that because I'm like, if you're gonna write a song about what happened, at least have some sort of art filtered through it. At least make it poetic. At least put because to me that looks like you put zero effort in it whatsoever, and you were like, I'm gonna do this for publicity. I'm gonna say stuff for the shock factor, and that's what it was to get people to click it and to get streams. Because like, let's be honest, he hasn't really been popping in a few years, and this thing kind of gave him some shit.
And I feel weird like being so hard against him only because the last time I remember, you know, hearing about August was when like he was going like blind. I remember like I think on his Instagram he posted up of him. He was like wearing some type of headgear and getting eye surgery done. So it's like I feel you, dude, because after that I heard you went through so much.
Right.
But for this to be the product, it's like damn. I don't know. I feel kind of let down. I thought you were gonna let me into your world with your new music.
Right.
And instead I kind of get this song that kind of sounds half-assed.
You're right. And superficial.
After going through so much, whether it be the Jada stuff, you know, almost losing your vision, you know, the world going apeshit over COVID and all this other stuff, I thought you would come out with something a little different. Maybe something a little like mind-bending, or honestly, if you just came with some traditional R&B or just like a heartbreak song,
yeah,
like, I would have
appreciated that.
There. Yeah,
I would appreciate that. I agree. I so agree.
But just putting like yourself and this other person's business out there, it just doesn't look classy to me.
It seemed cheap.
Yeah,
it seemed cheap. It's the same thing as when a comedian, something I was taught in school is like when a comedian tells jokes about like really disgusting sex, or like, sorry, this is gonna be really gross, but like if a comedian says jokes about like going to the bathroom, it's like you have no choice but to like laugh at it because you're almost uncomfortable. So you're gonna get a laugh at it, but is it genuine? No. Like you're gonna get views on that, you're gonna get streams on that, but is it genuine? No. Like nobody's gonna play that song voluntarily because they like it. They're playing it because of the issue of the day.
Yeah.
Because of the headline of the day. So to me, I'm like you said, like you wanted to be let into his life, and it's like, yo, dude, you could have done better. You have a fantastic voice. You don't need to use all that extra shit to get publicity.
Like you
People would have been like, "Oh,
before
August is back."
Yeah.
Oh, August is back, because you really did have the support of the people. Like, you really did. Do you have anything that you'd like to say before we go?
Thank y'all for watching it. Thank y'all for watching it. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I'm dropping a new song August 28th called Fast. So definitely go out and get that. Love Break 2 is out now. I hope you're all just, having fun, and just doing what you can during these times. So yeah.
Cool.
Just honestly, just a thank you. Thank you, and if you like me, I hope you like my music. That's all I gotta say.
Sweet.
Yeah, Kawfee Tawk, motherfuckers.
Kawfee Tawk.
White Claw and Rosé edition.
White Claw and Rosé edition. I'm Diana Bidea. This is Kawfee Tawk. This is Lucky.
All caps with an exclamation point.
All caps with an exclamation point. Bye! Wow, there's gonna be a lot of editing that's gonna have to happen because the battery died so much. But we got it. We can handle it. Well, thank you for watching.
And whenever you edit out, we can just use the outtakes like this.
Yeah, true. Big facts. All that.
You know, I be swimming them in